As Halima Cisse prepared to give birth, she felt as though her life was flashing before her eyes. To make matters even more shocking, when the doctors delivered the babies, they discovered that one of them was not a baby at all. When Kader Arby, a soldier in the Malian army, met Halima Cisse, an instant connection sparked between them. They complemented each other so perfectly that everyone around them recognized it wasn't just a fleeting romance, but a beautiful bond destined to last. Before long, the couple announced their wedding, and excitement filled the air. In Mali, where they lived, weddings were vibrant celebrations of culture, and Halima's wedding was no exception, drawing family and friends together to share in their joy. A few months later, Halima discovered she was pregnant with their first child. Kader was thrilled, having always dreamed of starting a family with her. As the months passed, they eagerly shopped and prepared for their newborn. The pregnancy went smoothly, and when the time came, they welcomed their beautiful baby girl into the world. The little girl was named Soda, and she was the spitting image of her mom. Although she was just a baby, she was quite witty. Oftentimes, she left her parents reeling with laughter in their 3-bedroom apartment in Mali. Not long after, 26-year-old Halima started experiencing the same symptoms she had while pregnant with Soda. A pregnancy test confirmed Halima's instincts were right. She was indeed pregnant, and the family was delighted. Just a few days after the news of the pregnancy, Halima's 35-year-old husband was also promoted to a high rank after 15 years of service in the Malian army. Hence, it was a double celebration in the Arby household. The young family wasted no time in planning for the arrival of their baby, but neither Kader nor Halima could have envisioned the shock that was about to hit their household. On one of Halima's routine trips to the clinic, she requested an ultrasound. However, the result left her speechless. The scan revealed that Halima was not only pregnant with one baby, but with multiple babies. She was having a set of septuplets. Halima was more than stunned. She had only read about people having multiple babies, but if anyone had told her she would walk that path, she would have laughed so hard and said, "That's never happening." Well, here she was. Immediately after leaving the hospital, Halima informed her husband, and he was also stunned. "I am not sure I heard you right. Did you just say septuplets?" Kader asked, his mouth agape. Halima repeated what the doctor had said. Here they were, preparing to welcome just one baby, but now they had to prepare for 7. That must have come with a lot of shock. Anyway, within a few days, that feeling wore off, and the couple was excited. They couldn't believe they were about to be the lucky parents of a set of septuplets. Well, the surprise wasn't over yet. As the pregnancy progressed, Halima's large stomach caught a lot of attention. Soon, the news circulated that she was pregnant with 7 babies, and everyone was thrilled. However, because of her exceptional pregnancy, Halima was admitted to a hospital in Bamako, Mali. There, the doctors monitored her to ensure both she and the babies were doing fine and safe. It was also a difficult experience, as Halima had to stay in the hospital. At first, she found it very uncomfortable, but her unborn children gave her the strength to cope with all the hurdles that came her way. Moreover, Kader was also very supportive. During the 25th week of the pregnancy, the doctors became worried about Halima's well-being as well as the baby's chances of survival. Soon they all agreed she would need special care from medical professionals in an up-to-date facility. They then decided that the best place would be the Anne Boria Clinic in Casablanca, Morocco. By then, Halima had already risen to fame, and the ex-president of Mali, Banda, intervened to expedite the transfer process. Soon, Halima was in Morocco. Halima didn't know how to feel about all of this, as it had never crossed her mind. She was pregnant with 7 babies. Sometimes, she even felt very overwhelmed, but Kader always had the right words. "We are about to have celebrity babies, so I need you to be strong, sweetheart. I trust you, and I know you will make us proud." When Halima arrived at the hospital in Morocco, the staff set up a special room for her. Her case was quite delicate, and even the tiniest mistake could lead to fatal consequences. Hence, the doctors gave her the utmost care and attention. But despite all this, something very sad still occurred in the end. While in the hospital, Halima missed her husband so much, but he had to stay back and take care of their daughter, who was over 2 years old. However, they still had video calls every day. They talked about everything, including how Halima was coping with the surprising turn of events. Kader always tried to make Halima feel better during these times. Besides, their daughter's endless questions often made these video sessions more fun. No matter how many times Halima answered, Soda would still ask again for the 100th time, "Mom, are you really having 7 babies?" "Yes, baby, you were going to have a lot of brothers and sisters," Halima would say amidst hearty laughter. The calls usually left her feeling warm and loved. When the pregnancy reached the 30th week, the doctors believed that if they waited any longer, it could be risky, so they prepared for surgery. Unfortunately, the operation wouldn't go smoothly, as something devastating happened on the scheduled day of the operation. Halima had one last video call with her husband, and just before the operation, he told her, "I want you to go in there and fight. You are a strong woman. I'm here praying for you." Soda also blew her mom a kiss and said, "I love you, mommy." While on the operating table, all Halima could think of was the safety of the babies. The doctors had taken the 7th baby out when things suddenly went out of control. Halima began to bleed excessively. The doctors and nurses frantically tried to stop the bleeding, but while doing that, one of them noticed there was one more baby in there. Everything was happening so fast. We had prepared for 7 babies, then we saw another one. We were also trying to save her life. It was overwhelming, but we still stayed collected, one doctor explained. The medical team was attending to the 8th baby when another nurse suddenly screamed, "Look, there is one more." Now, instead of 7 babies, it turned out Halima was pregnant with 9 babies. However, as the doctors brought out the last child, they noticed that the baby had a very strange appearance. The doctors were taken aback. For a few seconds, they couldn't even recognize what it was. You see, unlike the other babies, this one unfortunately wasn't fully developed. The baby didn't cough or cry. Despite feeling very weak from the blood loss, I watched as the medical team struggled to find a fetal heartbeat. I was terrified for him. Halima recalled of that tragic moment. A few minutes later, the doctor assessed the baby's vitals and confirmed it was stillborn. However, the remaining babies, each weighing between 500 grams and 1 kilogram, were placed in incubators and monitored around the clock by a dedicated team of doctors and nurses. Thankfully, their health improved over time. Halima gradually overcame the shock of the additional births and formed a strong bond with her children. Kader traveled to the hospital to be by Halima's side, offering his unwavering support. The people of Mali were thrilled to hear about Halima's safe delivery, especially when they learned she had nearly lost her life due to excessive blood loss. The family received an outpouring of well wishes and donations. After 2 months in the hospital, Halima and the children finally returned home. I am so happy this woman got the big family she had always wanted, having grown up as an only child. Although her hands were always full, Halima expressed that she felt blessed to have her children. In fact, her husband referred to them as beautiful gifts. How would you react if you learned you were expecting more babies than you had prepared for? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Thank you.